Dean Whyte, Into Boxing, thank you very much for joining us the day after Chris Eubank Jr.'s emphatic win over Liam Williams. Dean, didn't see you in the arena, but I know you were watching.
Yeah. Busy, family time, so got to do my duties, man, you know what I mean? So, yeah, tucked away. I watched it. It was an intriguing match in different senses. I'm not gonna lie, I thought there might have been a little bit more action-packed stuff, but you know what? Yet again, we got to give Eubank credit because sometimes you gotta be the matador, and there was a bull charging him being the matador, and I see him doing his little thing. Ole, he was doing his little, you know what I mean? He was Roy Jones-esque. I saw it in there, but I think the fans probably would have wanted him to, maybe set his stool out a little bit at times, and get involved in a little bit more of a trade up. That's from what some of the people, because like a lot of these fans DM me and saying, "Oh, what do you think it is? What do you think?" I totally understand. He was getting the win. He said something along the lines he wanted to teach him a lesson. He did. He gave him a boxing lesson, but I think it would have made a big statement if he got a stoppage. You know what I mean?
I do. In the build-up, a lot of people highly respected in the game were saying this is a 50-50 fight. Oh, it's a close fight. It's a pick 'em fight. It wasn't, was it? In the end, it didn't turn out like that.
Yeah, I think probably didn't play out to the way Williams expected it and many other people expected it. I think Eubank's, his jab was good. He timed Williams quite a lot of the time, coming forward, walking straight onto the jab and turning him and hooking at the same time. And that's where he got most of his success, to be honest. So the turn hook, the straight walking onto it. And I think there was another knockdown where he kind of hooked him and there was a short uppercut. It was like a hook and then a short uppercut. They said it was somewhat of a push, but there was an attempt at a punch and they kind of grazed him. So you'd have to, I heard Matthew Macklin saying it wasn't a knockdown, but if they throw a punch and it kind of glides and connects, you got to call it what it is. Obviously, maybe he was off balance, but then there was still a punch in the process. But I think, overall, the most important thing is he got to win. I'm not going to lie, I would have liked to have seen him get a stoppage because it was so emphatic, the way he beat him, the boxing class that he put on. I would have liked, because it was such a shutout, him to have tried to get the stoppage. I saw it or heard an interview somewhat. I didn't kind of go through it. I heard George Grove saying he wasn't impressed. I didn't really get to go into it. I don't know, maybe, that's his opinion on whatever it is. And he was saying, well, he was not impressed. But look, it is what it is. I think it's quite an impressive win because I kind of rated Leon Williams. Is it Leon Williams? No, not Leon Williams. Sorry. I said the wrong guy. But Williams, I rated Williams anyway. Is it? I can't remember his first name right now.
Right.
And it's Liam. That's it. Liam Williams. Yeah. So I rated him, and I still do rate him because he went to America. He fought Andrade. Many people didn't want to fight Andrade. He went down. He dusted his shoulders off, and he got up and gave it a hell of a run for his money. So, we know he's a solid campaigner, you know what I mean? So I felt like I said to you, if I had to bet, I would probably bet on Eubanks because I know him and he's more of a pal. But I thought it was going to be a little bit more closer. I thought there was going to be chess at time. I didn't think it was going to be that easy for Eubanks, to be honest.
Were you surprised by comments made by Chris after the fight where he said he bit Liam Williams intentionally because Williams was fighting dirty, getting him in headlocks, trying to choke him, and the only way he could get him off was to bite him. So he bit him. I mean, don't get me wrong.
I didn't. This is some. What are you talking about? I didn't even know that even happened. Do you know what it is? I didn't even hear him even say that. I think I blinked or something, and then I missed the last bit with them in the presenters. But yeah, I didn't even know that. That's an Evander Holyfield speciality.
Well, to be fair, I don't think it was, it was not in the sense of Mike Tyson biting him on the attack. It was more self-defense mode. Liam had spoke all week about he's going to fight dirty. He'll throw elbows and headbutts if he has to. Chris said he received headbutts. We saw the headbutts going in. And at one point, after a number of headlocks, the only way Chris said he could get him off him was to bite him. Does that surprise you hearing something like that?
I'll be definitely surprised, because he's probably going to have the board knocking at his door shortly for such. That's not boxing, unfortunately. I understand he's saying dirty tactics is the refs' jobs to step in and do them kind of stuff. Maybe he should have, started to use elbows and maybe try and tie up arms and try and bend him over, whatever. But it is what it is. In this game, people do stuff, and we've seen that Cash Ali done that against David Price, and he was penalized. I probably wouldn't even have said anything, because now you've already given the evidence. It's not proven innocent to proven guilty. You've casted the version, the verdict yourself. You pled guilty, you might as well have said, because what are you saying, self-defense? He's messed himself up there a little bit. But let's see what happens anyway. Hopefully, it's not they're not too hard on him, and they don't try and throw the book at him. Look, it is what it was. He boxed well. He was behind his jab. I would have liked to have seen a little bit more, because I'm just wondering now, how does he go in and perform against Golovkin if that's the fight they're looking for? He's got a little bit of pop on his shots, but he's not the biggest puncher. Golovkin's got a granite chin, so he's going to have and then, to be honest, to be fair to Chris, he's actually got quite a granite chin as well, because I know he hit some good shots against George. They're looking at that fight later down the line. I know Golovkin is aged and he's still, he's got a lot on the clock, but still a very, very dangerous, hard fight, and that fight's going to go the distance, because I can't see Eubanks knocking Golovkin out, mate. Not being funny.
If Golovkin doesn't, if it's not that fight next for Chris, who is it? Golovkin's in talk, in a contract with Murata, we're led to believe. There's Billy Joe Saunders, still on the scene, if not particularly active at the moment. There's Jamie Munguia, who could be going for a world title fight if Andrade, as expected, vacates. There's the Kell Brook and Amir Khan winner. Both of those guys have moved up to middleweight in the past. Where next for Eubank?
I don't know. I think that's a nice fight if you can get the Billy Joe Saunders fight to seek redemption if he doesn't get the Golovkin fight. But the Golovkin fight is probably more of a rewarding fight if he fights him. I'm not going to lie. I don't want to see the Khan fight, or I don't want to see the Kell Brook fight. I mean, those are really small guys. They'd have to be guying up, putting on a lot of weight, and they probably won't perform, and probably end really bad for them, you know what I mean? So I wouldn't want to really see that fight. I mean, like, it'll be all right, English kind of fight, but I think, was it 160, yeah?
Yeah.
Where he is, that Munguia fight's a good fight. Munguia is a big old monster, big puncher, dangerous kid. That'll be an interesting fight, but I don't know if it will, if people know Munguia enough that it's a big fight in the UK. You know what I mean? Felix Cash, but Felix Cash is a little bit below where he is, if you get my meaning, in terms of a brand. So if we're talking the business side and stuff like that, I think they're in two different places again. But I think he's a good hell of a fighter. But even Andrade, because they've both just beaten Andrade. Andrade's coming up to 160 or 168, like he was saying he was going to fight. He's going to fight Canelo. Then that fight could be a fight that would be made. I'd like to see that fight possibly. Andrade and Eubanks might be a decent fight.
Just very quickly before we let you go, Dean, did you see the rest of the card? What were your thoughts on Clarissa Shields and her performance, and then the argument with Savannah?
I like that, because you don't really get that in the women's boxing, that edge, that rivalry. I like that little edge bit. I was kind of funny, her pretending to sleep and yawning while she was fighting. But I understand it, because obviously, she's comes across as a puncher. And she is stopping a few of the girls she's facing. Yet again, but we have to look at who she is facing. You know what I mean? I heard Ben Shalom talk about, what did he say? Oh, you're not undefeated anymore because you lost in MMA. it's boxing though. You know what I mean? It's boxing. I don't know even why he even mentioned the fact that she had lost, because it's a totally different sport. And to be honest, we need to give her the credit because she's a monster being able to do MMA and boxing. She's trying to be a unique, rare champion that she could be, you know, a champion in MMA and boxing. Not even guys are doing that, let alone women. So we've got to give her credit. But what I'll say is, I can look at her skill set and say she's got a hell of a skill set. She doesn't possess the power to be rumbling and troubling everyone, but she is quite busy. But I'm not gonna lie, I like Savannah Marshall's style. She's got a very, very good, nice, loose, fluid style of boxing, and it's interesting. But you know, if we put the careers side by side, we've got one who's a freeweight world champion, and then we've got one who's a champion, but hasn't really faced anyone, if you get my meaning. So I'd really like to see, you know, her face someone. I heard the girl she's facing is meant to be good from just what Clarissa Shields is saying, but nevertheless, you know, styles makes fights, so it's interesting to see how it all unfolds. And it's quite mad that she was the only woman to defeat her, but didn't win any medals as an amateur. So I wonder how. I heard her say, where's your medals? Where's your medals? So that would suggest she didn't medal. You know what I mean? So it's quite interesting.
Yeah.
But that is very, very exciting. And then we've got Katie Taylor and Serrano coming up. So I mean, the women's boxing is definitely booming, man. They've got their own energy, they got their rivalry, man.
Yeah.
Kicking off.
It's excellent to see, isn't it? It's absolutely growing at a rapid pace. Listen, Dean, it's a Sunday, so I'm going to let you crack on and enjoy the rest of your evening. But we'll see you this week as well. We'll have a proper catch up during the week. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thanks very much.